let's take a look at setting up a scheduled task for OIM. All right, so we have our Java code here. If we look at the project, we have a demo scheduled task, and the only libraries we need are the OIM client jar. And so in order to do this, you have to extend task support, which is here. And I'm using the Thortec logger, which is here. And this is how we set up the logger. And we're going to log a few entries here. Okay, so now the next thing is once we build this, we'll get a jar file, and then we can deploy the jar into OIM as a scheduled task. You really don't need to use the plugin concept. It's not really forced on you at this point in the game anyway. So the next thing you need to do is get some XML put together. Okay, so we have this, but this is something that has to be imported with the MDS. So what we need to do is turn this into a something we can import with the deployment manager. Okay, so for now we can build a jar, which we already did. Now we can let's see, where are we? Here we go. In here. Okay, now we can push this out to our VM. Okay, we have this here. Put this in here. Okay, so now we got it deployed. Let's go into OIM. One of these days. Okay. Okay, now we have the jar out there. We have to load it up as a scheduled task. We have a scheduled task to do that, actually. If it ever actually fires up here. There we go. I guess I don't have it here. Let's see. Okay, so we had to create this guy. No predefined schedule. Do delete. Yes. Ignore delete. Yes. Jar name. Jar path. And it's a scheduled task. And if you're not sure, you can just put your cursor here and it says scheduled task. All right, so we can apply this. Now we can go find the jar. Okay, so now this jar should be loaded in OIM. Let's take a look. And there it is, loaded as a scheduled task. Okay, so now we have to import our XML, and then we can create the job. Okay, we'll come back and do that. Okay, so here we have the XML for the job. Now earlier when we looked at this, we didn't have the wrapper around it. We only had this part, which is the part that OIM and the doc tells you to put together and use MDS to import it. However, if you go export one, you'll see that it wraps a couple of things around it. It would be this here. So we take this part and we put it in the top, and then we take this part down here and we put it on the bottom, and then we have the exact same thing that the exporter exports. Okay, so you have to make sure that you change these things here, the description, the MDS file name. I like to use a custom for MDS path. This is the name. So it'll be demo task.xml. Okay, all right, so now let's go ahead and import this into OIM. And there's our demo task. Okay, now if we go into the scheduler, we should be able to create a new job. Let's create our demo job from our demo task. Okay. Okay, there's our demo task. Okay, well, no predefined schedule, no retries. Okay, so here's our Boolean, we'll make it yes. Here's our long attribute, we'll make it 100. And here's our string, and this is the string value. Okay, we can apply. All right, now we go here and type in demo. Here's our demo job. Okay, now we can run it, and it should work. And it did work. So now, did we print anything out? Probably not. Nope, so now we'll get the logs working. Okie dokie. All right, so we have our code deployed. We actually ran the job, just a very simple starter job to get going. Okay, so now we have the logger turned on. We're in debug mode. So after we run it the first time, we can go into the Enterprise Manager for OIM, go into the log configuration here. Okay, and then you'll see COM is in uppercase. Anytime you use the Thortec logger, your classes are going to be in uppercase. And once we run it, it's going to show up here. So now what we're going to do is put it in trace 32. We'll say persist so that the next time we restart OIM, the trace is on. Okay. Now sometimes it can take a second or two for it to kick in. So let's see. We go here to look at our logs. We can go back and run our job. Okay, where is it sending them? Let's see. Oh, sending them to ODL. Okay, so we have to look in there. Let's go here. And here's our trace entries for the job we just had. Prints out the string, it prints out the long and the Boolean. Okay, and there we have it, how to set up a OIM scheduled task.